My name is Gordon Clements. I'm semi-retired. I'm 64 years old, but have a history of being in the steel business all my life, so I naturally became a welder. I started welding a long time ago, and of course when you first started welding, there's a rough stage there where it's like you think this is never going to work. And so it's trial and error. After a while you learn, you pick up on different things. It takes time to do a good job and know your right heat. You don't want too much weld on it, but you want to make sure that all the seams are filled in and all the holes are filled in, and so that it looks like it was factory made. I'm firmly convinced, even when I was younger, I'm sure that I was on the road to recycling. I had an old wagon with a wooden crate on it, and I used to collect pop bottles. I absolutely hate to see things wasted. The pieces that I make will last a long time because they are made of steel. They're not apt to split or rust. I mean, if you keep them inside and even outside with the amount of paint I put out, they'll last a long time. Yes, my wife Judith, who has a lot better eyes than I have. So when it comes to the finer things, I primer everything in my shop, and any of the big pieces I paint out in my shop. I spray those with a spray bomb, which is the same color as the cans of brush-on paint. And then, so a lot of the smaller, finer details, which my eyes are not that great, my wife Judith paints them and spends hours painting the finer things on them. She comes up with some ideas where they might lead just a little tiny flower in the right spot, a little tiny edge needs to be painted, maybe the tips of the flowers, and so I just leave her create. She creates whatever she wants to create, and it works out quite well. We plan on having about 25 pieces this year, of which we probably have, at this point in time, we have about 15 done. I've had several things been given to me over the year. A friend of mine gave me his oil can collection, oil feeder collection. I made an old senior bird out of bicycle forks and a shovel. And then I took the cog and I put it there, and I thought, you know, this may look good if I could put an oil can in his hand, like he was oiling his gear. So that actually is one of my favorite pieces. I think it's going to be an outstanding piece. I'm hoping that somebody will enjoy it. A lady at the church which I attend, she told me that she had cleaned out her basement there, and she had a bunch of metal, if I was interested in having it. Of course, I never say no to anything as far as metal goes. My wife and I went to her place, and she had this old typewriter, and she said her father had written a book years ago. He used this typewriter to type the book. So I brought the typewriter home. I've been looking at the typewriter. It's such a beautiful old piece. I'm reluctant to take it apart, but as the time goes by, I keep walking by and saying, there's some pretty good parts in that I could use. So I will probably at some point in time when I need a part, I will take it off that typewriter. There was another lady down at the Folk Art Festival who came there, an elderly lady who had a bag of parts, and she asked me if I could use it. There was 4 little napkin rings in there and a little galvanized bucket, and I told her at some point in time, I thanked her and I said, there's no doubt in my mind I will use those pieces. So it made her day, it certainly made my day. This year's Folk Art Festival, it looks like it's going to be a really fun weekend. There's an auction there, they have music there, there's just rows and rows of artists there who make things that are whimsical. In 4 hours, the best fun you'll ever have.